That's a fascinating question. I mean, the problem is that organizations today are going through all sorts of changes. Technology changes, new business models, new competitors coming into their space. So it's always tempting to find easy solutions to these problems. It's a bit like being on the Titanic and you've got this big hole in the boat, and what you go, well, the simple thing is just to move the deck chairs and that'll solve all our problems. Well, it doesn't. So we've got a lot of organizations looking at, can we just reorganize ourselves in some way to cope with all these changes? So now is probably the right time to go back and learn some of those lessons about organization, what worked and what didn't. The interesting thing about Pioneer Settler Town Planner is it came from experimentation and, most importantly, failure, i.e. we broke our organization into two parts and found that didn't work because we had a missing middle. And that's where Pioneer Settler Town Planner came from, the connection of the two extremes of the organization. Now, to make it work, unfortunately, you need to have good doctrine. Okay, well, in terms of who's best suited to adopt PST, I mentioned doctrine. It turns out that doctrine, which are the basic principles by which we organize ourselves. So these are things like focusing on user needs, removing bias and duplication, having a mechanism of communication between different groups. And there's about a list of 40 basic doctrine are really important. So the organizations who seem to succeed in creating cell-based structures with multiple cultures, which is fundamentally the Pioneer Settler Town Planner model, are those with good doctrine. For everybody else going down that path, if the doctrine isn't right, there can be problems. So at this moment in time, the only advice I give is first focus on your doctrine. Don't worry about changing organizational structure. Forget about the memes. Just focus on the basics. Are we focusing on user needs? Are we removing bias and duplication? Are we using appropriate methods? Are we communicating effectively? Are we challenging each other? And there's a list of 40 which we can give you, but that's where you should start.